All right, so we've got this hood cleaned off just with some quick detailer, and we're ready to start with the clay. So I always like to wear gloves. Just with all these detailing products, sometimes it really kind of dries your skin out, and it just helps keep your hands clean and just keep contaminants off of the pads, microfibers, whatever you're going to be working with. So I'm going to go ahead and very carefully unwrap this clay. I recommend starting with a new clay bar for each car. I've got a couple of ones that I've used before, and I really use those on sometimes if I'm going to do like wheels or surfaces where it's not as sensitive, or if it's a little bit dirtier, because I want to make sure that I'm not scratching these highly visible surfaces of the car. So, and one thing I'm going to do is I'll probably use the whole clay bar. I was going to say you can cut it in half, but if you use the whole bar, you're able to get a little bit more surface because, as you can see, this is pretty small, and you're running this over the entire surface of the car, so it's going to take you some time. Again, why this isn't my favorite part of the detailing process, but it is very important. So this clay, you want to kind of work it and knead it a little bit, get it nice and soft before you start. And then you want to take your quick detailer, and you want to work in pretty small sections. So I kind of like to say, roughly 2 feet by 2 feet. I'm going to do this area, complete the clay, and then move on to the next section. So I just want to make sure that I mist the surface, get a nice even coat, and then take my clay, again being very careful not to drop this, because if I do, I've got to toss it, and just kind of running it on the surface. Now you can go back and forth, you can go circular, but you just want to make sure that you're getting all of the surface that you're working on. And you can kind of feel it. If you feel a lot of resistance with the clay, that means you're working with some pretty dirty paint. And I would go back and forth on that area until it really freely glides across the surface that you're working on. So, and I just started with this, but oh my gosh, look at that. That's why you clay right there, because without that, you would be rubbing all these contaminants into the surface of the car. So I've got some work cut out for me, but I'm going to continue and just finish off this small area here. Again, roughly 2 feet by 2 feet that I've started with. And once I feel that it's pretty smooth and the clay is gliding pretty freely, again, that is insane, that is filthy. Then I want to just take a clean microfiber and just dry off the area that I've been working on. And if you feel this area of the hood versus over here, you can almost hear just the imperfections and the scratches. Over here, it's nice and smooth, there's no resistance. So continue with that, and like I said, I got a lot of work ahead of me.